as I said before, integrated means combining skills. What you'll do here is you'll read a short text, then you'll listen to a lecture on the same subject. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
It sounds like the writing task.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this first one, number 3, is actually not really academic, but it's a kind of conversation that you're going to hear between two university students. Now, the TOEFL test is really sort of all oriented around university living and university life. Now, in this situation, what happens is you'll get a little bit of text, and you can imagine that you're reading this text in a sort of, I don't know, maybe in the university library, maybe in the canteen, and it's probably about university life. Then what you'll do is you'll hear two university students, and it's always a man and a woman, so that you can distinguish who is who, and they're going to be talking about the same subject, which is written on the wall, if you understand what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
All right? Okay, so now for the people at home, if you look at this question, and if you want to, you can take some notes on this. Now, because it's the text is relatively long, they only give you 45 seconds. All right. So, Isabel, can you just read, just in your own head, you don't have to say it, for 45 seconds, this text?
Okay.
Go. All right, that's the end of the time. Did you manage to finish the whole text in that time?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. Is it quite tight in terms of, is it like you stopped reading on 45 seconds, or did you have more than enough time?
I had more time.
You had more time. Now, that might be because you're a good, quite a fast reader. But okay. Right, now, what happens next is you're going to listen to this conversation. If you want to, can you just take some notes of what the conversation is saying?
Okay.
Now, as I said before, it's always a man and there's always a woman.
Okay.
So what I think is the best thing to do is divide the notes into M and W, so man and woman, and make a little, not exactly a script, but make notes of what he says versus what she says. Okay? All right, so just practice that. Here is the conversation.
Hey Amy, have you seen the poster on the canteen door?
No. What's it all about?
It's to do with the open house at university. You didn't hear about it?
It's in July, right?
Yeah, well, it's at the end of June to be exact. I'm pretty sure it said it would be on the 29th.
No way. That's the day before my birthday. We are still on for dinner that night, right? You promised.
No, of course we are. But if we go help out, you know it's going to look good on our end-of-year report cards. With my mark on last week's exam, I could use all the help I can get. It's only going to be for like 10 minutes, and I promise I'll buy the drinks on your birthday.
Well, if you say so, what do we have to do?
Like I said, it's just 10 minutes on either the school itself or on our course. I mean, I could go warn the guys not to take political science and avoid making the same mistake I did.
Or why don't you talk about the sports team you're on?
Yeah, I'm gonna head home and make a few notes. This is gonna be awesome.
What happens next is you'll have to start speaking, of course. All right. No, just before you start speaking on that one, how did you find that to be? Quite fast or understandable? Not bad? How do you feel?
I think it's easier to listen to a conversation than to a lecture.
Okay. Now, what happens is you're going to get 30 seconds this time to prepare your answer. So, we want you to use the text as the background, and then we want you to give more emphasis or give more time to the conversation.
Okay.
All right, Isabel? So, you've got 30 seconds now to prepare, and then you have to speak for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, 30 seconds starts now. Okay, Isabel, can you start speaking? You must speak for one complete minute.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
A girl and a boy are talking about the open day in the university, and the man says he wants to prepare his speech and hold a speech, but the girl is actually against it because it's the day before her birthday, and she wanted to go out and have dinner with this boy. But he tries to convince her and tells her that he's gonna buy drinks on her birthday for her, and the presentation will only take 10 minutes. So she agrees, and they think about what they could say, and the girl thinks he should talk about the sports team, because he can say a lot about it, and so he agrees, and they go home, and goes home to take notes. So he convinced the girl to do the speech. Sorry.
Okay, stop. More or less 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't very nice to you, to be honest, because I didn't tell you the complete thing to do. What you also must do is give a little bit of information from the text.
Mm-hmm.
So what you can start by saying is, the text tells us that the university is planning to have an open day on Friday the 29th of June, which is a very good day, my birthday, and use that as a little bit of background. Now, because this you have to speak for one complete minute, I think it makes sense to speak about the text for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and then the next 45 seconds you talk about the conversation between the man and the woman.
Okay.
I think you explain that very, very well. But there's one little piece of information that you missed, and the main reason that they wanted to do the speech was because it would look good at the end of the year on their report cards.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear that?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe you didn't catch it. All right. So again, integrate the skill. You're reading a little bit. You're listening to something. How did you feel? Easy or difficult?
I think it's not that difficult if I can actually include information from the text.
Yeah, and that was my fault. Sorry. All right. Okay. Good.